Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sallystampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am bringing you this really cute tea and biscuit gift. Of course I had to use Tea Boutique because what else would I use? But I also wanted to try and come back to our older ink colours, if you like. So I went with the Fresh Freesia. I'm really not going to undo the bow because trust me, it will just not look as pretty if I do it again. But super cute. I love how tiny this little sentiment is, and it fits on this little tea bag type tag. Absolutely love it. But inside is, of course, biscuits and tea. As you know, being truly British through and through, I love tea, but it has to be PG tips. And in fairness, these I take on holiday with me, take everywhere with me. But at home I have the pyramid bags. I just can't stand anything else. So I am a true Brit and I love my tea, but it has to be PG tips. And these, well, these are just amazing. And there's so many things you can get now with this sort of lotus biscoff flavouring. Oh my word. So anyway, so I'm stepping away from ink colours for our next one, and I'm using crushed curry. I'm really trying to broaden my horizons, use colours that I've not used for a while, and I just thought crushed curry is fabulous. So I thought I'm going to use it for this project, and I think this could also be ideal for male recipients. Garden green is a colour that you can use. I'm using the lemon DSP, so you could actually make this in the garden green maybe, or even crushed curry. I think, you know, you don't have to specifically stick to these floral bright pink fluffy colours. Anyway, to start off with then, you need a piece of card that is 5 by 9 3/4, 23.5 by 15.5 centimetres. On the long side we're going to score it 2.5, 3.25, 5 3/4 and 6.5, and in centimetres that will be 6.5, 8.5, 15 and 17. You're then going to rotate it clockwise, and we're going to score on the short side at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 4.5 and 5 1/4. And in centimetres that will be 1.5, 3.5, 12 and 14. Okay. As always, fold and burnish those score lines. Oops. And then we are going to do some cutting. So, have you had chance to look at the new catalogue? Have you had chance to make a list of things you want? I'm sure you probably have. Yeah, my list is still forever going on and on and on. But yeah, that's the fun of having a new catalogue. There's just so much lovely new stuff. And as I said, this suite is one that does predominantly use all of our new ink colours, which is amazing. Okay, so to do some cutting, you will notice that it is completely symmetrical. So you've got your two narrow ones here and your two same side edges here. Likewise, top and bottom, you have a slightly wider and then a narrow one, both at the top and the bottom. So it doesn't matter which way you have this. You're going to start off by cutting away the thin and the thick bits at the top and bottom of both of the outer rectangles. Okay, so we are simply going to cut down past that first score line to the second and across there like so. Okay, we're going to repeat it on the other side. So past the first score line down to the second, and then I'm going to repeat the same on this side. Don't forget, if you spend a certain amount as well, which is £150, please forgive me for not recalling the euro amount, But if you spend £150, you then earn rewards, stamping rewards, which you can use towards more products. So you actually get more, which is amazing. And if you've got friends that love crafting, club together, because then you'll get even more. Okay, so once we've cut those 4 corners away, we're then going to deal with these small squares and thin bits here. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to cut vertically down past the first score line to the second, but we're only going to cut away the thin part at the top, and then we're going to cut wedges either side to create a tab. Okay, so we're going to do that again now with all 4 sides. Cut away the thin tab and then wedges either side to create a tab. Again, the bottom exactly the same, and the last one. And again, everything that you do on all of the pieces, so it will all look the same when you've finished cutting too. Okay, right, so you should now have a piece that looks like this. Then we're going to stick our DSP on. So you need, and again, if you have direction, pay attention to which way you want it to go. So you need 2 pieces that are, let's have a look, 3 by 2 1/4 or 8 by 6 centimetres, and they go on these outside panels. Now you could leave one to be white and stamp a sentiment on and write on it before you build it up, because when you fold it up, I'll just show you very quickly. So your tea and biscuits sit in there, and then you just fold these over. So you could have this one blank and maybe stamp a little sentiment and write on it, or leave it blank and write on it. Either way. Okay, so that's those parts done. You then need 2 pieces that are 3 by 1/2 inch, 8 by 1 1/2, and you need 2 that are 2 1/4 by 1/2 inch or 6 by 1 1/2 centimetres. And as I say, if you have direction, just pay attention to which way you cut these, and I will just show you in 1 second the original one, because I had to pay attention on that one. This one I don't. So as you can see, I had envelopes that went a certain way. So the 3 by 1/2 inch or 8 by 1 1/2 centimetres, I had to cut with the pattern like this, and then the excuse me, the 2 1/4 by 1/2 went this way, and then obviously my larger ones, so that my sorry, I totally did that off camera, didn't I? So, just so that my envelopes sit all on the correct way when you pick it up. Okay, so we've done that. Let's now glue our little tabs. Equally, if you didn't want to just wrap ribbon round like I have on this one, you could stick it underneath the opening side of one and the closing side of the other, so that when they overlap, oh my goodness, when they overlap, you'd have ribbon coming out this side and or this side and that side, and then you could tie it up. But as I say, it's entirely up to you which way you do it. Okay, for these tabs, obviously, as I call them, my shoulders are going to be in the way, but I did find that if I didn't apply oodles and oodles of adhesive, that I could actually fold these shoulders over and still pop my pegs on. Okay, so I'll repeat that here, but I'll fold these out so you can see. So I'm folding these 2 tabs in, bring this up as I normally would, but I actually just folded this part over and then put my pegs on, which will then hold them in place. As long as you've not got loads of glue that's oozing out, because you don't want these shoulders to stick. So I'm going to pop that just to one side while I do my decoration. So another scrap piece of cardstock here, the lovely teacup dies, and I have one of these and one of these. So I'll pop that to one side for the moment. I am going to use a small amount of my multi-purpose adhesive sheets, because they are ideal for these fiddly bits. So I'm going to stick this onto here. And then I just need to I'm going to get my Big Boss. This is my cut and emboss machine. And I'm using the large one just so as I can run these two through at the same time. Okay, so that's where I want that. Run this through. Whoops. Take that out, and then I'm actually, while I'm here, just going to grab some basic white that I didn't get out. Thankfully I have some tiny scrap pieces left, and I'm just going to use this really small die here for my tab, for my little tag. So quickly run that through. Put this away because I don't need it again. Get rid of that. There's my little tag. And then just quickly pop that on there so I don't lose it. Bring all my elements back in. Get rid of that too. Get rid of that. Okay, so take your pick tool is perfect. There is also a little brush element that goes with this that you can use, which does save time. And then I'm just going to pop the negatives out. And then just get these other bits out here. I think it's the backing that's actually not cut properly, everything else has. So I'm just going to give them all a quick release. Come on, thank you. Okay, I'm going to take the back off and hope that most of this pulls away with it, because it usually does. This is where none of it does and I'm left looking like a fool. No, there we go. Just take these bits off that I don't want sticking all over my die cut. Come on, you. And two, and there's just one more hiding there. So that's those. Get rid of those. They're all stuck to me now, which isn't helpful. There we go. And then this will just stick, oops, on top of your plain die cut teacup. There we go. Oh, how pretty is that? So that's super simple. I then need a couple of dimensionals, right at the top and one right at the bottom. And then I'm going to use my white crinkle seam binding for this one because I do really like it. But I just need to stamp on my little tag here. So I'm going to grab Garden Green. Then I also need my cup of tea stamps, and there's so many here that will fit in these little tabs. Brilliant. Where is it? There it is. Teeny tiny. It's really hard to even see that you've got it the correct way round. Pop that onto there. Get rid of that. And then I actually used a little bit of my white baker's twine. I think it's Essentials Baker's Twine pack or something like that. It's only a tiny, well, I probably don't even need that much actually. And then just get a glue dot at the top of there, and then a mini dimensional underneath. Pop that on there. Take the backing off that dimensional, and then I just want to pop this over the front there, and then I'm just going to loop, see I didn't even need this much, loop that over, grab another glue dot just to pop there, and then I'm going to just loop, because I want to leave a little bit just overhanging like so, and then in comes my box. Move those shoulders out the way, and then tea bags, Biscuit. I did try and fit two, one side by side, but it didn't quite fit. So those fold over, your lid goes over the top, and then your top completes it all over, and then the last thing we need is to tie some ribbon. So to grab my box and try and hold it tight just while I put the ribbon on. And then tie a bow as best I can. This is not going well, I can feel already, which is why I didn't want to undo that other one, because I seem to do the first bow of the day goes well, and then after that, no, it all goes wrong. Right, grab it. Yes, there we go. Okay, there we go. Get my ribbon scissors and just trim those a bit neater. And then last but not least, we can pop our little teacup on top. And that just sits at an angle, just enough for those dimensionals to clear the ribbon so they don't get stuck. And there they are. That is my cute little tea and biscuit gift. Thank you for joining me. See you all again soon. Bye.